Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. God, let me not lose nothing. All right, let's talk. Well, today, peoples, has been such an interesting day. I'm here, I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, God, let me not lose nothing. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, this is really something. The tragedies that has been unfolding on today has been horrific. I have been getting call after call after call after call about different people who is going through big time. They're getting call after call after call for people who has been going through big time. And I must say, peoples, that you know this is the time to when we really need to call upon God, really need to call upon Him, and really need to keep the faith because so much is happening, peoples. And so with all of the events that has been unfolding, peoples, I wanted to cover some of those events that is happening or that had happened today. And I wanted to make this live to encourage the people who are going through something. Say a little prayer and stand on the profession of your faith. God, let me not lose nothing. No matter what you're going through, whether you're standing on eviction, whether you can't pay your bills, whether you don't have gas in your car, whether you don't have food in your refrigerator, I want you to say, God, let me not lose nothing. That's what I want you to say. And I know that this title pretty much is not going to bring so many people in, but it's okay because we're going to still talk about the current events that had happened today. And so, what I want to do, people, is this: I want to share my screen because I want to go and I want to look at the news and I want to take a look at the various things that had happened on today. Because so many things happened on today. It was a bombing that happened on today. People lost their lives and things. And I want it to be an encouragement to the people right now on today. And I wanted to go back and I wanted to look at all of the things that had transpired. Now, I was looking for that video that was surfacing around today with there has been a cyber attack out in New Orleans, and I believe it was New York. And so I wanted to go back up on that today. And so I wanted to take a look at that, peoples. And I wanted the people to really understand that in this new year, so many things is going to be happening. So much stuff is going on. And I wanted you to all really stay prayed up, really to stay prayed up because as of yesterday, we've seen Mr. Robert Brooks get beaten by the police. Today, we see that there was an attack up on um, the people. And so what I wanted to do, people, is I wanted to go and I wanted to play back some of the videos and things and stuff because I wanted to shed light upon that. But even still with that, peoples, I wanted the people to stay vigilant, to stay prayed up, and to know that despite of all of the things that is going on, God is still in control. I said he's still in control and he has the power to do anything but fail. And so, peoples, we're going to take a look at the atrocity that had taken place. And we'll go from there, peoples. We will go from there, people. So this live is going to be dedicated to a lot of the things that had went on today. A lot of things that had went on today, as far as the person who had driven the Cybertruck and had killed all of these different people. So I wanted to shed light upon that right now, peoples. Wanted to let you see the devastation and the destruction that had plagued New Orleans, and I believe it was New York, if I'm not mistaken, peoples. If I'm not mistaken, it was New Orleans and New York. And so, I wanted to see the actual blast. I wanted to see the actual blast of it. And I don't know if people are actually showing that. I tried to look at this content creator's video, and he proclaimed that he had put the actual video up, but I think I found it, people. So this is just little clips of it and stuff, but I want to see the actual blast, the actual devastation as to what has transpired. But there's this one little clip that I got on the it's a Newsline and things. I don't know if they're going to allow people to see the actual blast and things, but we're still going to be searching and stuff to see, because I want you to see why I stayed home for New Year's and I didn't get out and I didn't go to and this is one of the reasons why I chose not to go out and things and stuff, is because of things like this. You just never know. And even in the safety of your home, still, you can be in a situation as well. And so I wanted to try to give some highlights to the things that had went on today. Just trying to see what's a good thing to play and whatnot. So we're going to start off with this first video, and then we are kind of going to move on and things. If I can see the actual video, find the actual video, then I would. I don't think that some of these news organizations is going to play it, but I know this one content creator said that he had it. So I'm going to double back up on his channel to see if we would be able to see that or not and stuff. I don't want to have kind of like shock value or anything like that, but I just wanted to be transparent with the people so the people can see and understand that, like I said before, you got to have your head on the swivel, peoples, because man, this is crazy. This is crazy. We are literally under attack. We're literally under attack, peoples, and things is happening, and it's only going to get worse. All right, people. So we're going to take a look at this video because it's two places. It's one is in New Orleans and one is in, I believe it's in New York. All right, so we're going to start off with this first video, and then we're going to take a look at this other video. But it was two videos, people's that I mean two different places that this end up happening. So we're going to take a look at this first video, and then we're going to transition to the other video. All right, so let's take a look at this one, peoples. Let's go. I'm going to share my screen.
É, o Tesla Cybertruck. Porra! Caralho! Nossa senhora, que preju! Caramba! Nossa, e foi agora? Ah, porra! Uhul! Caralho!
When we arrived here, we saw Star Trek and Elon Musk on fire. The water was just falling from the ceiling, and there was one cop that, by the time there was just one, there weren't a lot of cops anyway, so he told us to stay to the other side of the road, as we did. And there were a couple of elderlies behind me, a woman and husband, and she actually got really hurt because she was there at the moment. I keep imagining that if we arrived like 10 minutes earlier, it was supposed to be us, but they were told to lay down on the floor and she was really hurt. Her leg was flesh. So I just told the cops to bring medical assistance, as we did. And soon, full of police and helicopters. And then I overheard that, well, I didn't overhear the first one, but I asked the cop, I said, do you think there's a body inside there? And he just nodded his head, basically, said, yes. So we stayed on the other side, but soon they limited the area, so we had to come further to here.
Nossa, e foi agora. Ai, meu Deus. As baterias estourando. Nossa, cheiro de queimado. Uhum. É. Las Vegas. É, Elon Musk. Esse deu ruim, viu?
Yeah, we had three explosions. The first one where we saw the fire. The second one was, I guess, the battery or something like that. And the third one was the big explosion that smoked the entire area. And it was the moment that everybody that was near was told to evacuate, to stay further away. And so yeah, here we are. Can't get in. Nobody can get out. And they are investigating if it was an accident or a crime on purpose.
Where?
And see people's,
Where?
things is really bad. Oh, this happened in Las Vegas. I thought this was in New Orleans, but this happened in Vegas. I didn't know that they had a Trump Tower in Vegas. Very interesting. No, well, this got to be something different. I don't think this is Trump Tower. I don't know. I'm confused, but I thought it was in New Orleans and New York.
Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I'm here to give you really a brief update on what occurred on Las Vegas Boulevard this morning.
Oh, it was.
As you
Las
know,
Vegas.
we just had our New Year's Eve event where we successfully protected the city, where over 400,000 people were here last night. And that changed this morning at about 8:40 when a 2024 Tesla Cybertruck pulled into the area valet of the Trump International Hotel. Very quickly thereafter that, the driver, who was the sole occupant of the truck, we saw what looked like maybe some sort of smoke, and then the truck exploded. Smoke was coming from inside of the truck after we noticed the flash and the explosion, and I'm going to show you that first video. That's the Cybertruck parked right in front of the doors. Can you play that again, Carlos? So the individual that was in that truck is obviously deceased, still in the truck as we speak here today. Our fire department folks, Engine 12, a number of others, you'll hear from one of the fire chiefs here in just a moment, arrived very quickly along with my officers. And obviously we knew that we had a much larger event than just a vehicle fire. And so there's going to be a drone video that plays to my left again. You'll see as the fire initially, they covered it with the tarp to try to get it to go out. Once the fire went out through the suppression efforts of the fire department, you'll see some of the evidence in the back of the vehicle. So those are gasoline canisters. They are camp fuel canisters and large firework mortars. What I also would like you to pay attention to on that video, as you see that, it looks like the exterior of that truck is completely intact as it sits there. The fact that this was a Cybertruck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet, because it had most of the blast go up through the truck and out. In fact, if you look on that video, you'll see that the front glass doors at the Trump Hotel were not even broken by that blast, which they were parked directly in front of. You can see that in the video there. What I will update, I'm very well aware that there's a name already been reported out into the media. I am not going to confirm any names to you as I sit here today, because I cannot do that with 100% certainty of who the individual is. What I can tell you is we do know the truck was rented in Colorado. We were able to trace that truck through the Tesla charging stations, and it arrived here in Las Vegas this morning at about 7:30 and went up and down Las Vegas Boulevard before immediately pulling into the Trump Towers. Unfortunately, there were 7 people that reported injuries during this incident. All of them still remain as minor injuries and were treated at UMC. I would like to thank the Resorts World, because as you know, we had to close down the Trump and evacuate it, as well as the Fashion Show Mall. and the Resorts World was very gracious in taking those hundreds of individuals in over there, housing them and feeding them prior to us being able to completely clear the hotel. The hotel and fashion show are back open for business. The Trump will remain closed as we continue this lengthy investigation as we move forward. I'm going to yield now to Chief Billy Samuels, but I'd like you to also recognize all of our exceptional elected officials that have come to support the police and the fire department and this community in remaining safe. There is no further threat to the community as I sit here today. And I just want to make sure that our community understands we believe this to be an isolated incident, and it is now over as far as the danger. So, Billy?
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm going to reiterate some of the stuff that the Sheriff has spoken upon. Engine 12 did arrive within 4 minutes of dispatch, did extinguish the fire with assistance from the sprinkler systems, and along with that electric vehicle blanket that we use on those operations. We did encounter 7 victims, all stable. 2 of them were transported to UMC, who have since been released. They were transported by community ambulance. A total of 13 units from Clark County Fire with 26 personnel, and then 4 units and 17 personnel from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue assisted with this operation. We always do appreciate the support that we get from our hotel partners, as the Sheriff was mentioning with Resorts World. RTC did lend us 10 buses so we can refuge the people that were evacuated from the Trump Tower. Community ambulance for their transportation for us, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and Nevada Division of Emergency Management. And we do appreciate their support, so we can't do that without them. And like the Sheriff said, last night was a huge success, but we are prepared for whatever comes our way. So thank you for that. And I will turn this over to Special Agent in Charge, Jeremy Schwartz.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeremy Schwartz. I'm currently the Acting Special Agent in Charge for the FBI here in Las Vegas. The FBI is currently conducting an investigation on a vehicle explosion, as the Sheriff had just shown you a little bit ago. That's being conducted through our JTTF, which is a Joint Terrorism Task Force. I want to make sure everybody understands that the task force is comprised of law enforcement officials from the entire valley here. We're not doing anything alone, and we wouldn't do anything alone without our partners making sure that we're all in lockstep. We've learned from mistakes in the past, and we're not going to do that again. We have a great relationship with our law enforcement partners, and we're going to continue to do so. As of right now, our number one goal is to ensure that we have the proper identification of the subject involved in this incident. Following that, our second objective is to determine whether this was an act of terrorism or not. I know everybody's interested in that word and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. We have a ton of resources dedicated to this right now, and again, we're doing it with our partners. We're doing it together, jointly, and we'll continue to do so until we figure out exactly what's going on. I think most importantly, as the Sheriff already mentioned, we believe this is an isolated incident. We do not believe that there's a bunch of folks out there supporting this or helping this, and we don't believe that there's any other danger to the community right now. But again, over the next few hours and days, we will continue to do our best to research that as much as we can and get to the bottom of this, and we won't stop until we're 100% certain as to what happened and why. Thank you.
So I just want to clarify again so that I don't get these questions. We do know who rented the truck. We are looking at that individual, but I am not prepared to release the name of any of the individuals that we are looking at least until next of kin is notified and we have a 100% identification. So with that, I'll take any questions you might have. I can't see. Hi, Dana.
Do you think it's a coincidence that there were these kinds of incidents on the same day, basically, in 2 tourism capitals?
Do I think it's a coincidence? I don't know. But what I can tell you is we're absolutely investigating any connectivity to what happened in New Orleans, as well as other attacks that have been occurring around the world. We're not ruling anything out yet, Dana.
Sure. Is there any possibility that this had a link to ISIS? There have been suggestions that the New Orleans attack might have.
Yeah, so the question is there any links to ISIS? And I will tell you that we don't have any indication of that here in Las Vegas. No overt ISIS flag as was seen in New Orleans. But again, we are investigating every aspect of this. And if that comes to light, we'll certainly update you. I'm sorry, sir.
What was the time between the truck's arrival and the explosion?
About 1 hour was the amount of time between the arrival of the truck here in Las Vegas, or at least our first notification of the arrival and the explosion that occurred at the tower.
How long was it reported to sheriff before the explosion?
It was only there for about, it was sitting in the porte cochere for about 15 seconds before it exploded. Was that 15? Where'd Dory go? 15 to 20 seconds. I just want to make sure I gave you the right info.
Mention of the Elon Musk has
All right, people, as well. That's one of the clips that I wanted to play, but was to the degree to where they showed what actually happened out in Vegas. So let's go ahead and move on. And we're going to transition to a new clip so we can kind of see what happened in other areas and stuff, people's. It's really crazy. But, this is the world that we live in. I mean, it's unfortunate that, this is the new way that people is going to be doing things and whatnot. So it's really crazy, people. So let's just look at a couple of clips and things and see what's going on around everywhere, people. And so much stuff is happening. And so this is why I said, God, please let me not lose nothing. Don't let me lose nothing. And don't let me lose my life. Don't let me lose my cars, my kids, my job, anything. Don't let me lose nothing. Absolutely nothing. So let's take a look at this, people. So this is the drone that had shows deadly fireworks explosion in the Honolulu area. Let's take a look.
Well, the mood is very somber here. I'm going to step out the shot so you can see the scene currently. Right now, community members are helping clean up debris from that deadly fireworks explosion. For some, they had to find out the news that some of their long-term neighbors had passed away.
Hawaii's governor surveyed the damage Wednesday in the shaken-up Aliamanu neighborhood. The former ER doctor, frustrated over the amount of lives impacted this year during end-of-the-year celebrations.
What you're looking at behind me is a war zone. This was a mass casualty.
Governor Green says it was a large amount of fireworks that ignited all at once that created the deadly scenario.
My feeling was it was a bomb went off, really.
Jack Ka'ovai, who lives a few houses down, was one of the people who called 911.
A lot of people was just yelling and screaming, and it was in pain. I seen kids, the elementary kids, they had teenagers and stuff. The bigger guys was helping them load the people on the gurneys and stuff. Yeah.
Nothing I've ever seen like this in EMS.
Ka'ovai says two of the victims were mothers in their 50s who took the bus every day to work.
I just knew them from the neighborhood. I always watch them walking off the bus and stuff, and they always say hi. Nice people. I actually knew their kids more than I knew them.
Governor Green says he expects the number of fatalities to rise as many people remain in the hospital. He's now calling for tougher laws to deter people from stockpiling and setting off illegal fireworks.
That we will propose legislation to turn possession of this kind of firework and this amount of firework into a Class C felony. No one will want to go to jail for 5 years. Some people are going to have to be held to account.
And one thing we've noticed just in the last minute or so as we did this live shot is the glass that is sort of shattering as it is being swept into the trash. It kind of just gives you a sense of the total amount of damage and devastation that was caused by those firework explosions. Now, one thing community members are asking us to tell people is that, some people are curious about what happened here. They want to look for themselves, but really this is a time for this community to try to pick up the pieces and clean up. And so they're asking everyone to stay away if you do not need to be here. Reporting live, Reddy Dowd, Hawaii News Now.
Boy. So much is happening, people. And so now you get a glimpse to see what has been going on this past New Year's morning. This past New Year's morning. Now you get a glimpse to see all what was going on. And so while we were live, all of this stuff was going on. All of this stuff was going on while we were live. And so now we get a chance to see what was happening in other parts of the world. And so let's see what happened in New Orleans, peoples. We've already seen what happened in the Trump Tower. But let's take a look at this and see what's going on over here. But I want to see what happened in New Orleans because they said that some stuff has really had taken place over there. So,
and the pickup truck just punched the gas.
Real life horror movie. Everything the car is hitting, it's getting thrown.
Now at 5:30, breaking news. The New Orleans coroner now confirming at least 15 people were killed after a driver sped through a crowd celebrating New Year's in New Orleans early this morning. Tonight, attention turns to keeping the area safe and searching for any possible accomplices. Good evening. I'm Cindy Hsu.
Welcome back. I'm Dick Brennan. Tonight's Sugar Bowl at the Superdome is postponed after authorities say the now dead attacker may not have acted alone.
Ivan Rodriguez is in New Orleans, where the investigation is continuing at a rapid pace.
The shocking attack in the heart of New Orleans' bustling French Quarter is now being investigated as an act of terrorism by the FBI. The FBI also believes that the driver is not solely responsible for the attack and is searching for anyone who may have worked with him. An earth cam in the French Quarter captured the moment overnight when officers raced toward an unspeakable act of violence that left witnesses stunned.
There were just bodies and the screams. I mean, you can't think about, unhear that.
Investigators say a rented Ford pickup plowed through revelers, leaving several people dead or injured on Canal and Bourbon streets.
The disfigurement and the bodies strewn, something you can't unsee, you'll never forget.
The FBI says the attack appears to be an intentional act of terror.
After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene.
The FBI confirms that the deceased suspect had an ISIS flag at the time of the attack.
The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Samsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas.
The FBI confirmed that improvised explosive devices were also found at the scene. Questions swirl around how he accessed busy streets on New Year's Eve in the first place.
These metal bollards literally come up from the ground to prevent a vehicle from gaining enough speed to cause the kind of mass damage that we saw this morning.
Those barricades were not up, period.
We are committed, no doubt, to uncovering all details surrounding this tragedy.
New Orleans officials said that mechanical barriers that were placed around Bourbon Street were currently not functioning, and they were going through repairs ahead of the Super Bowl in February. In their place, officials say that there were police cars and also other sorts of barriers throughout parts of Bourbon Street, but that the driver drove around those onto the sidewalk to evade those barriers and then slamming into crowds of people. In New Orleans, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
And we are following all the latest developments as they come into our newsroom. For more information, head to cbsnewyork.com.
Wow. All of this devastation and carnage, peoples. All of this devastation and carnage. And, you know, we got so much to be thankful for, peoples, because we are here. We are here and we are alive. You know, we're here, we're alive. And we got so much to be grateful and thankful for, peoples. You know, I hate to report up on bad things and stuff, but I mean, hey, this is the world that we live in. And this is what's happening right now in our cities and in our towns and stuff. And so, you know, we have to take a look at all of this stuff, peoples, because, you know, we have to protect ourselves. We have to keep our head on a swivel, and we have to make sure that, you know, we try to protect ourselves as much as we can. And so, give a like on these. All right, so let's see what else is going on in around town and stuff, you know. See what else is happening here, peoples. I'll tell you, peoples, that last live that I did just now, not too long ago, about a couple hours ago, that was a damn good live. I mean, it was a damn good live. I was sitting back watching it and things, and I'm like, I gotta pat myself on the back, really, because I started off coming in hard and heavy, and that was a damn good live, and that was very informational. And I know that many of you who watched that live and stuff, and who watched the live on last night, you guys are literally amazed. Literally amazed. So, you know, it was a damn good live. So let's see what's in the news, peoples. I mean, I know those two things was going on in the news. Let's take a look at what is happening with P. Diddy and Jay-Z. They said they were slammed by the judge in new bombshell ruling. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. And so there's my live. God, let me not lose nothing. So, you know, we're live right now on that channel. Let's see what's going on, people. Let's see what's going on. What's happening here. I don't want to play something too long. You know, I just wanted to kind of like get some highlights and stuff of different things that's happening all around everywhere. All around in the world of ours. So let me take a look here. You know, we may just get back on the Kenneka Jenkins case if we can't find anything, people. So we may just really get back up on that and stuff. So, yeah. Let's see what's happening here, peoples. Yeah, well, I was waiting for the videos to come out the other day when they said that all of those videos was going to come out of Diddy and all of them, but nothing ever surfaced. So we waited all night long and still nothing and stuff. So it was okay, people. So I mean, hey, we'll just be patient and wait. I want the names to come out, peoples. I want the names to come out. So we'll see what happens, peoples. So I know that's headline news, the cyber attack and things of that nature. Trying to see what is what here, peoples. Tyree Nichols' case family speaks out after conviction. Anything and stuff. Anything. Okay. All right. Let me see. Anything. I didn't know that deadly explosion and stuff. All right, so let's see here, peoples. All right, so let me do this. What is news to you? All right, so we'll just start right there. What's news to you? Well, let's do recently uploaded. Yeah, I think that's better. Recently uploaded. I know this guy, Ticket TV. He has literally been coming up with some good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I do watch other content creators and stuff because I like entertainment myself. So, hey. All right, so let me see. I can't stay silent about this any longer. So what's going on with what's going on with my girl Fantasia? Oh no, don't tell me that her and her man is having some issues. Are they or what? I haven't heard anything, peoples. Okay, so it says judge goes off on Jay-Z's lawyers for sickening demands. Do I want to get on Jay-Z now, peoples? Do I want to get on Jay-Z now? Yeah, let's go and watch Jay-Z now. Let's see what they're talking about on Jay-Z now, and then I'll be back.
So the civil lawsuit against Jay-Z doesn't seem so black and white anymore because a judge recently scolded Jay-Z's attorneys in court and denied their request to have the alleged victim's name be revealed.
As the judge in the Jay-Z Diddy case, Judge Torres has just humiliated Jay-Z in court. Humiliated Jay-Z in court. And get this, He actually had bars.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
In a high-profile case of music icon Jay-Z that has captured the attention of both the media and the public, U.S. District Judge Analisa Torres has made it clear that she will not tolerate aggressive tactics or inflammatory behavior in her courtroom. This case involves allegations against Sean Jay-Z Carter, filed by a woman who claims she was harmed during an incident when she was 13 years old. The judge's recent decision to allow the accuser to remain anonymous has sparked significant discussion, as has her sharp critique of Carter's legal counsel, Alex Spiro.
Uh-oh. It looks like Jay-Z experienced a legal loss in regards to this lawsuit where this woman claims that he and Sean Diddy Combs awed her at a MTV after party back in 2000. Not only that, the judge in this case also scolded Jay-Z's legal team, Alex Spiro, for their multiple combative motions. So one of the requests that Jay-Z's legal team had was that the woman that is Jane Doe in this lawsuit be revealed. Well, on Thursday, Judge Analisa Torres ruled that the woman can proceed anonymously in the case, according to court documents obtained by Rolling Stone.
But legally, because the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eric Adams case called out Alex Spiro for trying to adjudicate cases in the court of public opinion by making it seem like the feds don't have any evidence. This is a setup and going hard. I said, okay, fine. But Judge Torres, and we got the full legal docs, has utterly destroyed Jay-Z.
Now, this morning, a judge is denying Jay-Z's lawyer's request to identify the accuser in a Jane Doe's lawsuit. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, denies those claims. He alleges she was 13 years old when the rapper and Sean Diddy Combs her during the VMAs after party back in 2000. The lawsuit was filed in October, and Carter's name was added to the complaint on December 8th. Both Carter and Combs have denied the woman's claims, and while the case will move forward anonymously, the victim there could always revisit that decision later on.
Judge Torres emphasized the importance of a fair and deliberate legal process, highlighting the inappropriate conduct of Spiro. Despite being involved in the case for a short time, Spiro has already filed numerous motions and letters seeking to challenge the plaintiff's claims and her attorney, Tony Busby. His filings, described as combative and filled with personal attacks, have been labeled by the judge as a waste of judicial resources.
The judge noted that, quote, the weight of the factors such as, quote, highly sensitive and extremely personal nature of the claim tips in favor of allowing the plaintiff to remain anonymous, at least for this stage of the litigation. Still, the Judge Torres noted that she will revisit the decision as the case progresses. The judge wasn't done. She took aim at Jay-Z's attorneys, stating that the relentless violence of combative motions containing inflammatory language and some of the attacks on Tony Busby, she deems inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client, meaning Jay-Z. Jay-Z's attorneys also wanted to expedite the dismissal of this case and have a hearing immediately.
The judge, writing in a 5-page brief that the Carter's lawyer's relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources, and a tactic unlikely to benefit his client. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because the counsel demands it. This latest legal twist coming after the recently filed civil lawsuit by Jane Doe, claiming that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, 13-year-old girl at an after party after the MTV Music Awards in 2000 while an unnamed celebrity watched. Jay-Z has vehemently denied all the allegations, putting out this statement 2 weeks ago, writing in part, "This is a blackmail attempt."
The central issue at this stage of the lawsuit is whether the plaintiff, referred to as Jane Doe, should be allowed to maintain her anonymity. Judge Torres ruled that the woman had provided compelling evidence justifying her request, given the sensitive nature of the allegations and the potential harm that could arise if her identity were revealed prematurely. The judge also noted that public interest in the case does not outweigh the plaintiff's right to privacy, especially in the early stages of the litigation.
And a federal judge has ruled the woman alleging she was
by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can remain anonymous. The woman says both men raped her at a party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z's legal team had fought to get the case dismissed, arguing his accuser should have to reveal her name, but the judge disagreed. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest.
A legal victory for the woman who is suing Jay-Z for allegedly raping her when she was 13. A federal judge ruling the woman can proceed with the case while remaining anonymous, at least for now. But the judge also chastising the lawyers representing Jay-Z, accusing them of trying to fast-track the judicial process by repeatedly filing motions to reveal the identity of the Jane Doe to have the case dismissed.
This decision underscores a broader trend in the legal system to protect the identities of individuals bringing forward sensitive claims. Anonymity can encourage victims to seek justice without fear of public scrutiny, particularly in cases involving high-profile defendants with significant influence and resources.
Sometimes, and I'm not saying it's factually relevant here, but it could be. But sometimes individuals will file a lawsuit like this, and I'm sure B. Diddy was a jerk like he is to everybody else. We saw him live in living color during the making of the band. We know how he can be. Yeah, and he knew he was on TV doing that.
The allegations against Jay-Z, which were added to a broader lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, paint a disturbing picture. Jane Doe alleges that she was taken to a location and harmed by both men, with claims of being intoxicated prior to the incident. While the legal proceedings are in their infancy, these allegations have reignited conversations about accountability and power dynamics in the entertainment industry.
Now attorney Tony Busby, after some legal back and forth with a demand letter and dueling lawsuits, says celebrity A is Jay-Z, whose legal name is Sean Carter. The suit begins. Defendant Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love, along with his longtime friend and collaborator Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences.
The anonymous accuser alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an after party following the MTV Video Music Awards. The suit says she was offered a drink that made her feel, quote, woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down. Shortly after, the suit claims Jay-Z and Diddy entered the room where she was resting, eventually sexually assaulting her. And now, just in the last hour, we are hearing from Jay-Z and his team of lawyers. They are denying the claim and say that they are the victims of blackmail, saying, quote, I will not give you one red penny, and my only heartbreak is for my family.
Jay-Z has strongly denied the accusations and has criticized Tony Busby, the plaintiff's lawyer, for what his team describes as unethical behavior. Busby, however, has remained steadfast in his representation of Jane Doe and other alleged victims. In response to the aggressive tactics employed by Spiro and others, Busby has refrained from engaging in public feuds, focusing instead on the legal process.
Take a listen to what Jay-Z had to say, because he released a statement after the filing of this lawsuit, and it reads in part, quote, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case.
Last month, a lawsuit was filed against Busby by an anonymous celebrity who claimed Busby was trying to extort money from them. Busby fired back with this statement on X last night, naming Jay-Z as the anonymous celebrity who sued his firm. And he also says Jay-Z has tried to bully and harass him and this plaintiff, and his conduct has had the opposite impact. He goes on to say, she is emboldened, and I'm very proud of her resolve.
Tony Busby, the attorney representing Jane Doe, has found himself at the center of a legal and media storm. Known for his high-profile cases, Busby has been accused by opposing counsel of using publicity stunts to sway public opinion. However, his supporters argue that his tenacity and commitment to his clients make him a formidable advocate.
This whole lawsuit is significant for several reasons. First of all, this lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby. This is that Texas attorney who claims to represent over 100 alleged victims of Sean Combs. And he indicated in the past that he would name names. And there was reporting, particularly by TMZ, that high-profile people had reached out to him to settle claims so that they wouldn't be listed in lawsuits. They wouldn't be named in lawsuits.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
Tony Busby has faced scrutiny for his handling of the case. Jay-Z had previously filed a lawsuit against Busby, claiming that he tried to force a settlement by threatening to reveal the allegations publicly. However, Busby has denied these allegations, stating that his only goal was to seek a private resolution through mediation.
A lot of people allowed it to go on, said nothing, didn't intervene, maybe benefited from it, profited from it. All of these individuals and entities, in my view, have exposure here.
He's actually sent demand letters saying this is what we know you're involved in. He's saying involved in the sense that even if they didn't drug somebody or participate in that, he feels like they're liable to a point where they should pay up.
We saw the latest development yesterday that Jay-Z's lawyer wants the woman who accused him of to reveal her identity. What does the law say when you have a minor? This woman was, when she was a minor, age 13. Now, all these years later, can they force the woman to reveal her identity?
Yeah, it's an open question. Different jurisdictions take a different approach to this question. We've seen several high-profile celebrities go into court and ask a judge to force a plaintiff, a victim, an alleged victim of to reveal herself.
Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement.
Yeah.
He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally.
Busby, known for representing numerous clients in high-profile misconduct cases, including those against NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson, maintains that his clients' claims are credible, despite the acknowledged inconsistencies. He stated, "Courts exist to resolve factual disputes. Our client remains adamant about her claim."
A male celebrity who remains anonymous is suing the Houston attorney who's representing several people in lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit accuses Tony Busby and his firm of shamelessly attempting to extort exorbitant sums from him or else publicly filed wildly false, horrific allegations against him. Now, on Instagram, Busby denied the claims against him, saying that his firm won't allow the powerful and their high-dollar lawyers to intimidate or silence survivors.
Tony Busby is responding and basically saying that Jay-Z was the high-profile celebrity that was recently suing him. So Tony Busby says this in a statement regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients. Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed this frivolous case using a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation.
Federal authorities are preparing for a significant expansion of the case against Diddy, as they now estimate that as many as 120 additional victims may come forward with testimonies.
There's new allegations against Sean P. Diddy Combs. A Texas attorney says he now represents, get this, 120 alleged victims, male and female, adults and children, whose allegations span more than 30 years. The accounts of the alleged victims have not been fully vetted, but their claims involve similar to what the feds described in their criminal indictment of the music mogul. Diddy's currently sitting in a federal jail awaiting trial on conspiracy charges. He pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Attorney Tony Busby has disclosed that 25 underage victims have filed individual lawsuits against Diddy, each alleging various forms of misconduct. According to Busby, these cases are not part of a single class action suit, but rather separate individual filings, emphasizing the personal nature of each victim's experiences and claims.
When you talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years.
Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, has been vocal in challenging the credibility of the allegations. He described the accuser's story as provably, demonstrably false, citing the aforementioned inconsistencies and emphasizing the lack of corroborative evidence. Spiro stated, "It's not just that this story is a lie and that it's not true, it's provably, demonstrably false. This never happened."
This woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up. 10-hour drive, round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never happened.
Sean Carter, Jay-Z has good reason to ask for this case to be dismissed. The accuser came out and did an interview. Now, we didn't get to see her face. We didn't get to learn her name. But in the interview, she gave some statements that were inconsistent with the statements or the accusations, I should say, that are made in her lawsuit. And it does raise serious questions about the credibility of this accuser.
Adding more fuel to the fire, the accuser admitted to certain discrepancies in her account in a recent interview. She acknowledged errors in identifying the location of the alleged misconduct and the individuals present. For instance, she initially stated that members of the band Good Charlotte were witnesses. However, it was later revealed that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time and not present at the 2000 MTV VMAs.
During the NBC interview, she says that she spoke with musician Benji Madden and his brother Joel at the after party. Benji is married to actress Cameron Diaz.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
But in a statement, the Madden brothers say they did not attend the 2000 VMAs. Inside Edition found this document establishing that on September 7th, 2000, the night of the VMAs, the Maddens were giving a concert at the Vic Theater in Chicago.
Additionally, the accuser's father, whom she claimed had driven 5 hours to pick her up from New York City after the incident, does not recall making such a trip. Furthermore, permits and photographs from that night indicate there was no Jumbotron outside the VMAs, contradicting her statement about watching the event from outside the venue.
The woman also claims after the alleged assault, she ran to a gas station and called her father, who drove 5 hours from Rochester, New York, to pick her up and return home. But NBC says when they contacted her father, he says he can't recall the incident. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind. The woman filing the lawsuit against Jay-Z says it is possible that her father doesn't remember, but she stands by her story.
One of the things that stood out to me, Phil, was her father. Her father was also contacted by the news media because in her interview, she says her dad picked her up from Sean Diddy Combs' home after the rape. She said that occurred after, she said, Jay-Z and Sean Combs raped her. Her dad said he had no recollection of this incident. And clearly a dad, as he said, would remember something this serious, this egregious. So I think there are some serious questions that need to be answered. And the way you get those questions answered when you are a defendant in a lawsuit is by filing the kind of motion that I anticipate we'll see filed by Jay-Z's law firm, because there are questions about the credibility of this accuser.
Do you think the legal tactics used by both sides are justified, or is this a matter of crossing the line? Drop your comments below and join the conversation.
So the civil lawsuit against
Okay, people, so I want to get your take up on it. I want to get your take up on certain things. I know I don't have too many people here only because of the title, God Let Me Not Lose Nothing. But the people that are here, I want to get your take up on it if you're willing to come on out and share your thoughts and views and things. How many of you people truly believe that Diddy and Jay-Z is actually guilty of saying this so-called young person who was a young person at that particular time? And so my thoughts is simply this. Why would they want to go ahead and essay a young girl, knowing that he has Beyonce at home and Diddy have all of his actual men and women, and he had Cassie at home, and he had Kim Porter at home, and he could have gotten any woman that he wanted. So why would he want to go and essay a little autistic girl? Why? For what reason, peoples? Why would he want to go ahead and give up everything just for a little bit of pleasure? I mean, you know, he's already exhibited his dominance over all of these ladies and things, so I don't understand why would he want to put his whole life in jeopardy, knowing that that was wrong on every front to do that to any young person, and yet take that chance. I don't understand that, people. So, and then for her to be able to have access to him or to them in the manner to which she is proclaiming and things, and you know, she's saying that, okay, these other people, they weren't there because of their tattoo and so on and so forth. Well, that's no proof. I mean, you can look at them, you know, on stage and things and stuff, and kind of get a sense as to what their tattoos look like and things like that. So, I mean, describing the guy's tattoo in great detail, I mean, you know, if you're a fan, you know everything about the people who you follow. So, help me to make that make sense, peoples. That doesn't make sense to me. Just because she knows what type of tattoos that he has and thinks that's evidence. Oh, I know what type of tattoo he has, and And that's what I was saying and things. I mean, she's trying to talk like a little child. Really? Let me see if I can find. I think I've already have that video. Let me see if I can find that video, people. Let me see if I can find that video, because I believe that I have that and things. And then let's watch that real quick, because it's crazy to me, people. This man is losing millions, all because this girl said that he SA'd her. There it is right there. All right, so, and I think this is in its entirety. So I'm gonna share my screen, people. Let me see. There it is right there by that. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's take a look at this, peoples. And then you tell me what you think. Okay, I've been quiet for so long. All right, there it is right there. Let's take a look.
And you should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity. What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities. You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
Jay-Z comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there. Chloe, thank you so much for that.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Okay, people, so you heard about this young lady and she having access to two very powerful men in the industry, Jay-Z and Diddy. And she said that she took 5 hours to drive to some event that they were happening. And then the limo driver ended up taking her to the place to where Diddy now was supposed to be partying. He took her to the mansion. She got in. They gave her a drink and they took her in and they essayed her. She can't remember anything other than that they essayed her. Simple as that. Little autistic white girl said that she was SA'd by Diddy and Jay-Z. A little white girl said that she was SA'd by Diddy and Jay-Z. Let me say that again. A little autistic white girl said that she was SA'd by two prominent Black men in the music industry. So, my question is simple, and it's simply this: how does she have access to these men? I mean, all of the people who would clamor to try to get their autograph and things like that, and it was just so easy for her to go ahead and have access to Diddy and Jay-Z, really? I mean, and the person who was supposed to had driven her from one side of town to the other side of town 5 hours away, and she was able to get in more so than anybody else, really? So she was just that fine of a white autistic girl that they wanted her to come in so they can go ahead and SA her, really? I mean, think about that for one moment. People say, you think about that just for one moment. Just think about that. As Beyonce is, as thick, as good looking as Beyonce is, Jay-Z is going to opt to go ahead and SA a little white autistic girl. And he have Beyonce, he has Ivy's mother, and then he has that guy's, his son's mother. And they are both good-looking ladies. And he's going to opt for a little white autistic girl. Which I'm sure there is a lot of beautiful ladies at the party, but yet they're going to drug and essay a little white autistic girl. Think of the chances of this white little autistic girl traveling 5 hours away from home. 5 hours away. So the person. So the thing is, peoples, that's child neglect right there. The girl was 13 and her dad or mom allowed her to sneak out the house without knowing where she is. Ain't had no clue for all of this time, and she's out. Okay, so you look at it, 5 hours from home. And then not only 5 hours from home, that's just the drive. Then you got to get out there and you got to get, to the degree to where you are able to get into the party. So, you're having to wait for quite some time. So it's already late. So you already took the 5 hour drive. The person is driving back. You're stuck out there. How are you going to get back home? How are you going to get back home? You're stuck out there 5 hours away from home, no money, no nothing. And your only claim to fame is to go and to see Diddy and Jay-Z and all of these other people who's supposed to have attended this party. And you're 5 hours away and it's late at night. And so the chances of you getting into this party is slim to none. But somehow you just happen to stumble upon one of Diddy's limousine drivers and without any money, without ticket, without fame or fortune, without nothing. And I don't even know how the girl looked, but she's autistic. So what? She was over there talking like a baby to the limousine driver. Oh, well, I want to come and see Diddy and Jay-Z. Can you let me in? And so he says, oh, well, you're just what Diddy is looking for. Really? So instead of just only suing Jay-Z and Diddy, and then this other anonymous person who's supposed to have watched that, they still haven't, set the name as to who was supposed to have watched. Weren't they going to say anything or do anything about the limousine driver who was supposed to have brought her to the house? Why isn't he included in the lawsuit? Because remember, if it had not been for him, she wouldn't have never been at the party. So why isn't he a part of the lawsuit? Because he was the one supposedly had stated, you are just what Diddy is looking for. They didn't mention anything about Jay-Z in the beginning and said, you're just what Diddy is looking for. And so he says, come back. So for her to come back, where does she go for her to come back? Because remember, she is 5 hours away from home. She knows nobody out there. I don't think that she has any money. 13-year-old going to have money to be 5 hours away from home and going to a party to where, you know, you don't even have no credentials of getting in, but you are autistic. And so just because you're autistic, so what, that the people is going to have mercy upon you and let you into this venue? Really? Really? And so is all autistic people going to be let into Diddy's party just because they're autistic? And I'm not getting down on the people who have autistic abilities or, you know, are disabled and things. I'm just saying, don't you sit and try to use, don't you sit and try to use your disability as an excuse to be able to, you know, do something. And I think that's what's happening here. Because again, people, you know, I just can't phantom in my mind. Jay-Z has Cassie. I mean, Jay-Z has Beyonce. Diddy has Cassie. And Little Mama and Little Kim and all of these people. And, you know, he can get whatever girl he wants and stuff. But yet they say that he opted for a little 13-year-old autistic girl. Took her in the house and nobody at the party remembers her. Nobody. She's 5 hours away. So she gets essayed. So she happens to leave the house. She happens to go and run how many miles to a gas station? And instead of going to the neighbor's house, she runs to a gas station and then she speaks to a gas station clerk. So instead of calling the police and telling the police, hey, I got SA'd, I called my dad and told my dad, you know, I'm over here at a gas station. Come pick me up. And the father will go and pick up the daughter without asking, why are you 5 hours away? 5 hours away, peoples? Really? The father is going to drive 5 hours away to come pick up his daughter at some type of gas station. And don't ask not one question. How did you get down here? Why are you over here? Why are you out here at night? And so by the time he gets down there, people, it's already the next morning. So this 13-year-old is out of the house with no permission whatsoever, 5 hours away from home, at a party with no money, no supervision, no nothing, and into a group of a party or whatever with grown people, and then get SA'd, and then don't say anything. So she didn't even bother to go get a grape kit done on her. Nothing. So she didn't tell nobody. She didn't get no grape kit done. Nothing. And so she grew up 24 years later, and then all of a sudden, I remembered I got raped by Diddy and Jay-Z at a party. So I have some details wrong, but yet I can remember that I got raped. My salad has been tossed. That's what she's telling you. She's telling you that 2 grown men tossed her salad at the age of 13. But yet she wants everybody to believe her, and she wants to stay anonymous. People, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Now, see, the thing is, and see, this is what kills me about everybody. Well, she can't remember everything. Well, what the hell do you mean she can't remember everything? So she can't remember everything. She's got a lot of things wrong. A lot of the people who she proclaimed that was there wasn't there. But yet she can't remember everything. The only thing she can remember is her salad has been tossed. That's the only thing she can remember. Oh, well, I had my salad tossed, but I don't remember nothing else. But I do remember that they're the ones who did it. I do remember that. They are the ones who did it, but there is no evidence, no physical evidence, no nothing. But the only thing that she can remember is that she got her salad tossed. That's amazing, peoples. Who would want to toss a young autistic girl? Who? And why would these 2 prominent men that has beautiful wives or girlfriends or friends or actual partners and stuff want to go and toss a young girl's salad? I mean, just think about that on face value, people. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I don't understand that at all, people. That is literally crazy to me. I don't understand it, people. It's almost comical, to tell you the truth. Now, I mean, my thing is this, peoples. If it happened, yeah, they need to pay they need to pay for the things that they did. If it happened. But the question is, peoples, what is the likelihood of that really have happened? I don't think it's likely, peoples, that it had ever happened. And I don't blame Jay-Z for doing what he's doing, because he stands to lose millions off of allegation. Something that even BuzzFeed know that he cannot even prove. And that's why I said, God, let me not lose nothing. Let me not lose nothing. Because see, the allegations has been forged, peoples. And everybody is looking at him sideways. Even Denzel Washington had literally shunned him on game day at some type of event that they had. And I saw that because I was looking at the short. And let me see if I can find that short, people. So I think I got it into my history. And so even Denzel Washington is shunning the man. Really? Well, that's what happens, people. That is exactly what happens in Hollywood, because people are not your friend. I said, peoples is not your friend. So let's take a look in history right here. Let me see. going to try to find that. That was funny to me. I said that was funny to me, peoples. You know. Okay, so these are all the things that I kind of looked at, but we're going to go down a little further, peoples. See what's happening here. Still trying to find that, peoples. That's another thing that I want to go and take a look at real quick and stuff too. You guys got to go and watch this live that this guy did right here. It says the end of TD Jakes Ministries, Potter's House, full Sunday service breakdown, false teaching exposed. You guys got to go watch that live. That's very interesting of what the guy had been saying, peoples. All right, let me see, peoples. I've been watching a lot of things and stuff, and this is really something. But it's not all me. That my son has been. Some of this stuff is my son too. So see, I don't watch all of the rapping stuff and the games and things, but he does. I thought that I had it, peoples, because I was just watching it the other day. So let me take a look at this here, peoples. See if it's on here. Okay, I know I'm getting close because that was some of the shorts that I did see. But I want you guys to take a look at this. This is funny to me. Now look at this.
Getting my body weight, 185 pounds, directly on you to get that full range of motion stretching. How do you feel right now? Good, perfect. We're going to keep using that body weight, that pressure directly on you right there. You're doing a great job of doing it again. 3, 2, 1, right there. Perfect. Hold that for 3. Hold that for 2. Hold that for 1. Grab onto your ankles now for me. You're going to spread open just a little bit to get that full range in the inner thighs. We're going back again. 3, going back again. 2, going back again. 1, and release. Deep stretch on the lower body. We're getting my body weight, 185 pounds, directly on you to get that full range of motion stretching. How do you feel right now? Good, perfect. We're going to keep using that body weight, that pressure directly on you right there. You're doing a great job of doing it again. 3, 2, 1, right there. Perfect. Hold that for 3. Hold that for 2. Hold that for 1. Grab onto your ankles now for me. You're going to spread open just a little bit to get that full range in the inner thighs. We're going back again. 3, going back again. 2, Going back again, 1 and release.
Okay, peoples. Now, was that all necessary? He already knew that this girl wasn't going to give him the time of the day. And these white boys love chocolate. And chocolate is spreading her legs open so she can get full range motion. Full range motion, peoples. And this boy is all in the name of chiropractic care. Really? And he has his nuts all on her. That's crazy, peoples. That's crazy. But that's what these chiropractors is doing nowadays. All right, I want to show you this other short that I had saw. Now the alligator is alive and he's chomping the tail off the alligator. Let's watch this again. He's chomping the tail off the alligator. The alligator is still alive. As soon as he pierced the skin, the alligator tail starts to wiggle. And, that's crazy. People, they're going and they're chomping up the alligator while the alligator is still alive. I don't understand that, people. The alligator is still alive and they're chomping the alligator. All right, let's watch this last one. This lady, she's getting her eyes
Ready to
colored.
Sure. How excited are you?
Extremely.
Would you have that happen to
We just finished the laser. Now we're getting ready to do the new eye color change. How was the laser?
It was perfect.
Not too bad?
It wasn't too bad at all. I thought it would be more intense, but it wasn't that intense.
One eye's done. Wow, look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, great.
Now she's got her eyes light.
New eyes.
I'm very excited. Oh my God.
Ready?
Oh, wow. That's exactly what I was looking for. It was pretty quick too. Thank you.
Of course, I know it's a long time coming. Ready to have your eye color changed?
Sure.
People, that is crazy. The people do the most darndest things. Now, what happens if the doctor made a mistake and then she goes blind? Then what? You give up your life, you give up everything and stuff. Now your whole life changes. Would you ever get your eyes lightened like that, peoples? That's crazy. But that's what many of you do. That's the stuff that you guys are in. All right, people. So let me see if I can find that live because I want you guys to see that. I want you guys to see that. That was so funny to me, boy. Okay, that was yesterday. We saw that. We saw that. We saw that. Okay. And so let's scroll down a little bit more, people, and see what's going on here. I told you about that. Go on and watch that channel and watch what the guy had to say. It's very interesting. And I may just do a live about that based upon some of the scriptures that he recited. I just may do a live like that. Okay, so is it repeating? I think it's repeating again, because didn't we just go through this? I think it's repeating. I think that's it. Once I get down here, it just repeats itself. Because I think we have already seen this. So let me see. So it's going all the way down. I see the bar over there. Okay, so this is the new one. Okay, let's take a look at this one right here.
Yeah. And when you are, for instance, when we were here before, you know what? I mean, all the things ever printed in the tabloid, the only thing's ever been true is when they said I couldn't dance.
It
When we were
doesn't
here the
seem
last
to
time
matter,
shooting the
and it
commercial,
doesn't
you
seem
were like
the
in
wheel is
between
brought
shots,
over
running
kids
off,
till I cry
conceiving the
alone.
dance,
You
choreographing the
judge
dance.
my
You were up
composure
all night
'cause I'm
dancing.
bothered every day, and she didn't leave. How to sing it? Wait.
Yeah. And when you are, for instance, when we were here before, you know what? I mean, all the things ever printed in the tabloid, the only thing's ever been true is when they said I couldn't dance.
It
When we were
doesn't
here the
seem to
last time
matter,
shooting the
and it
commercial,
doesn't
you
seem
were like
the
in
wheel is
between
brought
shots,
over
running
kids
off,
till I cry
conceiving the
alone.
dance,
You
choreographing the
judge
dance.
my
You were up all
composure
night
'cause I'm
dancing.
bothered every day, and she didn't leave.
It did down here. It
There's
says,
levels.
down here
How to
it
sing it, wait.
says MJ doesn't give a F what Oprah talking about. Boy, that was funny to me. When I was watching that, I was dying. I said, MJ, boy, you have literally stole the show right there, boy. That was funny to me. Oh, I was cracking up laughing. That was so funny to me, peoples. Man, that was just funny to me. All right, so let's see if I can find it. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more and see. We're almost down at the bottom. But I really want to find that, peoples, because that was funny how Denzel had literally shunned Jay-Z. Okay, so we already seen that. We're already seen that. So let's go down a little further. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bookmark that and put it like on my Facebook instant messenger, so then when I'm ready to call it back up, then I can go ahead and see it instead of trying to worry about going to my history. All right, so here, this is this right here. Okay, I'm gonna go down just one more, and if it's not there, then because I was just looking at it the other day. Just looking at it the other day, people saying, I don't know why come I can't find it, but but that was funny. It was so funny, boy, man. Okay, let's see. Is it this one? Okay, this is a couple of them that I wanted you guys to see. I think I played this the other day. So let's take a look at this right here. This was funny right here. So let's look at Rihanna.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said, "You want to thank everybody for her first Grammy."
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Record. Tricky Dream for writing such a beautiful record. Thank you. Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said, "You want to thank everybody for her first Grammy."
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Record. Tricky Dream for writing such a beautiful record. Thank you.
That was perfect. I love when Rihanna did that. That man, I'm going to.
I used to like Beyonce.
I'm going to splice this up. So here, let me do this, and let me share this to. Let me copy this to my Facebook. I'm gonna copy this to my Facebook right here. So put this on my little thing right there, so then I can always come to it whenever I want to, when I'm ready for it. All right. Let me go ahead and post it on my Facebook. Bingo to the bingo. I said she put him in his place. All right. So let's get back here. And I got that. I want you guys to see this other one right here. Now, is it going to take me all the way back to the top? Damn. I don't want it to take me all the way back to the top. Oh, okay, we already seen it. So let's see here. So I'm going to go all the way down. Then I'm going to go down. Let me see. Okay, we've seen that. Let me get back to the next set right here. Okay, let's see. There it is right there. There it is right here. I'm glad that I went far, a little further down. There it is right here. Now, let's look at this.
It was weird with this, man, when I first seen it, when Denzel Washington comes up to Jay-Z. Jay-Z is ignored by Denzel. Y'all check this out, man. I can't make it up. Man, make sure y'all drop in the comments below and remember to keep it a buck. Now it all makes sense, man. Now we know what's up. Yo, y'all check this out, man. I knew something was weird with this, man, when I first seen it, when Denzel Washington comes up to Jay-Z. Jay-Z is ignored by Denzel. Y'all check this out, man. I can't make it up. Man, make sure y'all drop in the comments below and remember to keep it a buck. Now it all makes sense, man. Now we know what's up. Yo, y'all.
See, and that's what he gets. That nigga got egg to the That nigga got egged to the hilt.
Yo, y'all check this
Here,
out, man.
let me
I knew
share
something
this
was
one
weird
too
with
to
this,
my
man, when I
Facebook.
first seen it. When Denzel Washington comes up to Jay-Z, Jay-Z is ignored by Denzel. Y'all
I want to make sure that I have this one too. That brother, man, got egged to the hilt. All right, so I got both of those. Cool. All right, peoples. Well, peoples, we're coming on to the 2-hour mark. I think that's it. That's all that I have for tonight, peoples. Greatly appreciate you guys for coming on in. It ain't nothing happening in the YouTube streets and stuff, and we've already covered just a little bit the atrocities that had went on today, just to give you a little highlight as to what was happening. I'm glad that you all are safe. Pray for the families of those victims and things and stuff. And yeah, we're going to come back. We're going to come back. We're going to come back again, and we're going to hit it hard on tomorrow if the Lord says the same, peoples. Tomorrow is a work day, so yeah, I'm going to retire in and go and lay down and look at a few more videos and stuff, and then go ahead and prepare myself for tomorrow for work. So you guys go back and you guys watch the videos that I had done on earlier today. That is getting rave reviews, peoples. I mean, the people are watching it, and the people are really loving that what was done. So that's a beautiful thing, peoples. So again, I greatly appreciate all of you. You guys be safe and be blessed, get your rest and things, and you know, keep your head on the swivel. And then continue to pray and pray this prayer. God, let me not lose nothing. In this year, 2025, peoples, stay prayed up and ask the Lord, God, let me not lose nothing. Pray that prayer. And that's what you say in your prayer, peoples. And then watch the Lord work it out for you. Doesn't matter, whatever you may be facing, peoples, whatever you may be facing, difficulties in your life and stuff, just ask the Lord, God, let me not lose nothing. And then stand on the profession of your faith and trust and believe that, peoples, and watch God work it out in your favor. Is that all right, peoples? So, peoples, I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon tonight. Tune in again next time to when Edward Joseph Let's Talk Live, Edward Joseph Kitchen, Edward Joseph Gospel Hour, Edward Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2025 will come to you with something wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, pray to the Lord and ask the Lord, God, let me not lose nothing. Stand on the profession of your faith and then watch God work that out for you in your behalf. Is that all right, peoples? Be blessed and get your rest. And if the Lord says the same, peoples, I will see you on tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.